Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2011 Lehigh Valley Manufacturing Summit. My name is Troy Thrash. I'm the CEO of the Vinci Science Center. I will also be your cruise director for the afternoon, as well as your opening monologuist. So I have to say, it's really an honor that we have so many influential people here from the manufacturing community. I mean, we've talked about doing this now for several years and thought this would be a great opportunity for us to start to build some of that collaboration, that communication that we know is necessary in order to ensure the manufacturing industry has their workforce that they're going to need to thrive over the next 10, 20, 50 years. And I'm so pleased to see that not only did we hit the expected number of people, we are actually exceeding it. So I want to thank all of you for coming. A few people that I do want to introduce from some of our local political offices in alphabetical order. Kurt Durr, the District Chief of Staff for Senator Lisa Boscola from the 18th District. Marta Gabriel, the Regional Manager for the Lehigh Valley for U.S. Senator Pat Toomey. Carol Halper, District Director for Congressman Charlie Dent, the 15th District. Ellen Kern, Chief of Staff, State Senator Pat Brown, the 16th District, and finally Pete Schweier, Chief of Staff for State Representative Jennifer Mann of Lehigh County. So thank you all for being here. You know, this day has a bit of a dichotomy for us. On the one hand, like I said, it's a culmination of more than 2 years of work since we started talking about doing this Summer of Manufacturing. But at the same time, come on, Dennis, we have Congressman Dent on the phone, just so all of you know. We had a late change of plan. He couldn't make it. So, you know, I'll tell you, let me just interject this. I used to work for a company whose slogan was, "We make technology work." I've always been really nervous about that, representing the company saying we make technology work and things like phones and computers and things. So, you know, but just bear with us as we try to get the congressman back on the phone. But, you know, for us, it's an ending, it's a culmination, but it's also a beginning. It's a beginning to build a real partnership, a real workforce development pipeline with all of you that we hope can really sustain itself, again, for the next 50 years. So, a little bit of history. It was about 2 years ago that Jack Bunder and MRC came to us and said, you know, what can the Science Center do to help with the image of manufacturing, help change that in the minds of the general public? Immediately, we went out to Harrisburg. We saw an exhibit, a traveling exhibit called How People Make Things, all about the wonders of manufacturing. We went in there and we saw all of these kids gathered around various exhibits where kids were making spoons through injection molding techniques. They were using die cutters to create boxes, to create horses, and they were doing wax molding. They were deforming pennies, all sorts of really great stuff that they were so inspired by. We knew we had to bring that to the Lehigh Valley and really our greater eastern Pennsylvania region, because we didn't think there was any better place around the country to do that. And so that's what we did. We committed to doing that, but that was something bigger and better than we've ever done before. And with that, we needed commitment. We needed commitment from industry partners that we were admittedly a bit nervous about, because we were thinking bigger. We were thinking of building a summer of manufacturing here. And in order to do that, we needed commitment. We needed commitment, again, from our industry partners. We needed commitment from our local community, from our educators. And I want to apologize to all the manufacturers right now for doubting any of you, because the way all of you have stepped up has been nothing short of amazing. Air Products stepped in immediately and said, we think this is important. We want to be the presenting sponsor. Lehigh County, Lehigh Valley Workforce Investment Board said, we want to be partners from the get-go. Companies, Allen Organ, ATAS, B. Braun, FL Smith, Ashland Technologies, Bracalante Manufacturing Group, Follett Company, Hindle Power, Nestle Waters, Silverline Manufacturing. We went out to them and said, can you help us with some funds in order to pay for this? And what they said was, yes, we can help you with that, but we can do a whole lot more. And I invite all of you over to the Vinci Science Center afterward to see what they did. For example, Allen Organ creating a new organ for us with a clear back panel so kids can see the mechanics of how an organ works, and so many other companies that said, we want to really build this experience. We want the kids to see that they can attain manufacturing jobs right here in the Lehigh Valley. So we're so thrilled about that. With that, though, we promised the manufacturers that 25,000 people were going to see this exhibit throughout its 4.5-month run. I'm happy to say we're less than halfway through, and already we've seen probably about 22,000 people, and we're still going strong. Today there's about 350 kids over there from Wilkes-Barre, from Reading, from Quakertown, from all over our region who are being inspired by really great manufacturing exhibits and programs. So it's working, and we're so thrilled. It's working even more than we expected. I want to thank all the manufacturers who have come over to our center, provided human resources to not only show kids what they do, but to get them involved and have them do what we do here. We're just so happy about that. So we'd like to say now that the conversation is really open between manufacturers and educators, between manufacturers, educators, and our public workforce system, and between all of us and the general public. And it begins now. And I'm so very excited that today we can talk, but today is really a day of action for us. So thank you all again for being here. But the success that we've had so far has really allowed us to dream even bigger. And I think that's why we're here today. We imagine a new world for our Lehigh Valley region, and I want you to sort of imagine along with me, okay? Imagine a Lehigh Valley region where we have a sustainable, comprehensive, demand-driven workforce development system that is guaranteeing our manufacturing industry has the skill sets exactly when they need them to grow. Imagine a Lehigh Valley region where teachers and guidance counselors have a firm understanding of the local manufacturing that we do here. And they've witnessed firsthand that manufacturing is not a go there clean, come home dirty, risk your health kind of job, but it's an amazing job that requires technical skills that can get these kids a fantastic life if they choose to pursue these jobs. Imagine a world, a valley, where parents actually understand that manufacturing is alive and well here. It didn't go away with Bethlehem Steel. It didn't go away with Mack Trucks. In fact, it really is thriving here, and they can encourage their kids to study the math and science and go into these careers and really allow them to have a great life through manufacturing. Imagine a valley where elementary school kids are not only exposed to the magic of math and science, but they also all become proficient in math and science, which is going to allow them to take the next step in middle school when they need to make the right choices toward a career. Imagine a valley where those middle schoolers are making the right choices. They see the careers out there. They see the career ladders, which begin right there in choosing the math and science, and imagine them making those choices. Imagine a valley where our high school kids are fully engaged in in-class training and real-world, on-the-job training that humanizes these jobs for them through mentor-protege programs and prepares them for that next level. Imagine a world where Clyde Hornberger, who unfortunately couldn't be here, and LCTI is bursting at the seams with welders, with machinists, like they are right now with cosmetologists and culinary arts. And imagine those kids when they get out of there, that they are immediately prepared to go right into the workforce, to go right to our two-year schools like L-Tri-C and Northampton Community College, to go right to the four-year schools without having any remediation. They are ready to go. Imagine a world where the manufacturing industry is more concerned about growth than they are remaining stable. And finally, imagine a world where the Lehigh Valley Economic Development Corporation is fielding calls from companies outside of the Lehigh Valley who want to come here to our region because they know that we've become a technical and technological center of excellence here, and we've got the pipeline that's going to guarantee that they can come here and thrive for years to come. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that world is attainable. It's happening in other regions across the country, and I know that it can happen here. I've seen it happen. The ingredients here are in place, and it's just a matter of us accepting the challenge and moving forward. So what we're going to do today is, the first part of today, we're going to hear from champions of manufacturing, both at the local level and also at the national level. We're also going to enjoy a conversation between executives from some of our local manufacturing firms. In the afternoon, we're going to get together in breakout sessions where we're going to talk about what we've heard today, talk about what the issues are in forming this comprehensive partnership, this pipeline, and figure out what are the short-term and long-term action steps in order to really make that happen. For me, what I see is all we need are two things today. We need to commit, and we need to unite. All of us in this room, we know what the problems are. The aging workforce, the lack of pipeline, the image issues, we all know what those problems are. But we've got to commit to getting together to solving them. And we've got to unite in everything we do. We have to unite in our messaging. We have to unite in our actions. We have to unite in our outputs. And we have to unite in our impacts. And what I mean by that is the Vinci Science Center needs to be saying the same thing to teachers, to guidance counselors, to parents that the Lehigh Valley Workforce Investment Board is. We need to make sure that all of our actions are aligned, going in the same direction toward the same goals. And finally, we need to make sure that we're impacting every facet of our community, not just particular school districts that can afford different things, but we need to be impacting everybody, because that is what's going to ensure our best chance to succeed and give this region the competitiveness we need for the 21st century. So with that, I will close my opening monologue, and I'd like to introduce next Congressman Charlie Dent. Now, as I mentioned, I think he's back on the phone. The first thing we're going to do, and Charlie regrets that he could not be here. He was very instrumental in helping us plan this event. Unfortunately, he was called away, but he did prepare for us very quickly a 7.5-minute video we're going to enjoy, and then from there we're going to open it up to a 5 to 7 minute question and answer period. So we'll roll the video.